85.7. Why you need to know this number right now and what it means for Bitcoin. There's a lot of risk that's in the market right now, and we want to talk about how you can manage that. So make sure you watch this video right to the very end and also subscribe if you haven't already. So Michael, let's dive in. What's going on with Bitcoin and the market?
Yeah, well, let's talk about this 85.7%, right, number. That's what everybody needs to know right here. If you're a trader and you don't know this, you need to watch this entire video. Why? Well, it's simple. Here's what that means to you, okay? Very plainly, I wrote a full complete sentence here, so I wouldn't say it the wrong way, okay? Listen carefully. S&P 500 is 85.7% probability to go in a bear market if the NASDAQ goes in a bear market. Does that put you in a bit of a trance? I'll explain what that means, okay? Right now, if we measure from the top, which will be here, all the way to the bottom, the NASDAQ is already in a bear market by 25.07%. So according to this, right, according to data, and I'll show you that tomorrow. I didn't have a chance to put all data today, but tomorrow, make sure to subscribe to the channel. I will show you the data exactly like why the probability is 85.7. Now, don't panic yet. Okay, because the truth is that right now, this is where we are, and we could get above the line very quickly and then bounce of it. Then I think in that case, we're not going to have a bear market, okay, in the S&P 500. Let's be clear, right? But I'll come back to this and I'll explain to you about Bitcoin. But first, you need to understand, okay, if we go in a bear market, the average time of, if you combine all the bear markets in the past, the average S&P time stays in a bear market is 185 days, right? While a correction is only 17%, we're at 14.55% right now. The average bear market is minus 36% on average. Ouch. You can imagine how that would hurt Bitcoin, right? So let me be clear. If the S&P goes in a bear market, then it will be another 117 days to reach the bottom. I know nobody wants to hear that. Maybe I'm not going to be popular with some people, but I'm a numbers guy. I like to look at the facts and data, okay? Now, let me just tell you this. None of that has been confirmed yet, okay? Because we're so close to this line. If we go back up, right? If we go back up, then it will be good. Then we'll go back in a bull market, okay? If we go back up. But we need to go back up. If we break this support and get a lower low in the NASDAQ, oh boy, then what should you do? Well, exit all your trades. Maybe that's up to you. I know I will exit some of my trades, maybe not all, but I will exit some of them. Okay. Because it's possible we have a fake out and it does that. That's a possible scenario. But most likely if we get a lower low, that's not going to happen. Fear and panic will set in and we're going to go down and Bitcoin will bleed and altcoins will bleed even more. So we got to be very careful here going forward to understand the data. So if you don't understand all this and you want a complete explanation, please subscribe to the channel. I will explain that to you tomorrow. Okay. For now, let's look at what's going on with Bitcoin. Right now, Bitcoin is below support. Okay. That's what happened. And so we can kind of look at this symmetric triangle where we got rejected here. We've got a way back and we bounce. Many times we bounce and bounce until we broke it. We try to go back above the support, got rejected, went all the way down here. We went back up and we got rejected again. And now we're going back up. We're below the support. As long as we're below the support, the risk is high. We could be rejected and go down to lower. And my target would be here. Now, I'm not saying it's going to happen that fast, but it could. So pay attention because right now we are being rejected on this line. So what is the point of my message? Well, I will tell you that the risk is much higher in the short term, okay? The risk is very high right now for Bitcoin, for the markets, you know, probably gold and silver and other assets like that will be safer to enter right now. But I don't want to make that whole, video about that. But we are in a high risk in the short term. Now, one exception to this, and let me be clear, if you don't care and say, you know what, I just want to buy and DCA into it as it goes down, and I'm going to hold it. I'm not going to sell it. I understand it could be 117 days on average before we reach the bottom. and it could go much further, but I'm just going to DCA. I don't care about that. I just want to buy as it goes down. Okay, great. If that's you, great. Right. Then you're not trying to time the markets. That's okay. But I would like to time the markets. Even everybody says you can't time it. I think that you can use data to make more intelligent decision. Okay. So that's all I'm doing. And this is not financial advice. Do your own research, but that's what I've got for you today. And what I'm basically saying is that in the short term, with 10 to 117 days, we're in a high risk because, as I said, the average correction S&P 500 when we go to bear market is 36%. Okay, we're only at 14.5%. That means Bitcoin's going to go down probably to the 200-week moving average. If you want to know what the 200-week moving average, it would go down probably to 20,000. Okay, that's what it means if that happens. And by the way, let me just tell you this, none of that has happened yet. I'm just warning you that in the short term, we are at the line. This is the line in the sand. What's going to happen next depends on one thing and one thing only, the NASDAQ. If the NASDAQ breaks support, that's not going to be good. Okay, so just telling you the truth. That's why we made this channel. Hope that helps.
Yeah, and just to reinforce that relationship between the Nasdaq and the S&P 500, I think of the last 7 times that the Nasdaq has gone into a bear market, the S&P has gone in the bear market 6 of those 7 times. So not every time. That's where the 85.7% comes from, by the way. But you see that correlation. So, you know, if you were in Vegas and the house had the 85.7% odds, you wouldn't play that game. At least you would have to play it differently. So again, that's why you want to be watching this and watching this channel, because we're here every single day to give you the latest and the most up-to-date news and trends and on Bitcoin in the market. So yes, if you haven't done so, subscribe to this channel for sure.
That's correct. It's 6 out of the 7 times when the NASDAQ went in a bear market, the S&P followed thereafter. Okay. So tomorrow I will explain more. And all we're doing is using numbers, average, the law of average to try. And I say try because that is the right word, to predict the future. I mean, I'm not going to use my feeling. Yeah, my feeling tells me we're going to pump right now. No, that's not what I'm going to do. I'm not that kind of guy. Jamie knows me for that. My strength is that I'm very logical. I do have feelings, but I use logic when it comes to like trading. And I just believe that, yeah, we are in a high risk right now if we break below. That's all you need to know. We'll come back tomorrow, see what happens, right? And I wouldn't worry if Bitcoin goes down. That's not what I'm worried about. I would only worry if the NASDAQ breaks support at the lower level, the local low, right? That's what worries me the most. But I'm prepared for that, and I hope you're prepared too.
Fantastic. As always, this is not financial advice. You've got to do your own due diligence with your trading. Also, secondly, you can make money in any market, bear market, bull market, if you trade wisely and responsibly. And again, so much of that comes down to managing risk. And that's one of the main things we try to help you do at this channel, is to manage your risk in the crypto market. So anyways, James and Michael from the Crypto Guys, happy trading.
All right. Bye for now.